Welcome to episode 63 of Sent and Bent. We got a good one for you guys. I know we've all been kind of holding on to some stories that we've been dying to tell each other, and we still have more questions from the Premium Members Club to ask Chris because you guys asked some good questions, and now there's even more since we talked about it in episode 62. Now there's even more questions. I don't know if we'll ever catch up, but we're going to give it a good, solid go, but we don't need to worry about that right now. First things first, what did you guys want to talk about?
I don't have anything specific, but Steven, I know Steven's got a story.
Yeah,
I've been holding on to this for like a week, and it's probably going to be anticlimactic because of that, but
that's okay.
Let me
I'm
pull up
ready.
my notes.
Oh,
You've got notes? Wow.
I took notes because it was memorable. Am I not close enough?
Well, it's just...
no, it sounds good.
Oh, here we go. Notes. Check. Cashback. Deaf Karen. Adele. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Edwin and I are always joking about how our local supermarket is a little bit like, I don't know, what's the right word? Like a little
Glitch
janky.
in the Matrix.
Glitch in the Matrix.
You know how-
yeah, it's not.
Have you seen the original Matrix movie, Chris?
Yes, I have.
So
Keanu
you know
Reeves.
how if you see a black cat and then you see it again, or like deja vu, like these are all signs that someone altered the master program?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you
In the movie.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah, in
He's
the
talking
movie.
about the
Right,
movie. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Super One is the place in our little local town where things like this happen in real life.
Or so these two are convinced.
Yeah, there's weird stuff that happens there. And this story isn't particularly unbelievable. It's just, it's painful. I have to drag you through a little bit of the pain. There's a payoff. There's some karma
right.
involved.
Let's go.
But so I go to Super One, pick up a couple handfuls of groceries. Normally I hit self-checkout, but I was like, oh, this line's really short. I'll just go there. It'll be easier. So there's one lady and, at the register checking out. There's a guy in line with just like a couple small items. I put my stuff on the thing. And the lady's like taking forever. I'm like, this is weird. Like, what's her problem? And she's one of those people who insists on writing a check. And it was like a $20 order. So she fills out this check and she was supposed to get cash back. Well, the lady goes, oh, I'm sorry. You need to write a different check because for this amount, I can't give you the cash back. You can only get whatever, $20. And the lady's like, well, how do I get my other $5? And she's like, well, we just need you to write the check for this. And like this lady had obviously been there for a while causing a scene because the checker lady was already like flustered. So the lady takes her time. She writes out a new check and gives it to her. And she gets her $20 cash back. And then the lady, instead of grabbing her bags and packing up to go, goes, all right, so how do I get my other $5 then? And the woman's like, well, you need to do another transaction if you want more cash back. So then she like ponders for a minute and she's taking forever. And the whole time Adele is playing the same song on repeat. So I know a lot of time has passed because it's like the second loop of this Adele song. So then the guy behind her is like, oh, well, I'll just get you a candy bar or something. Like he was obviously like getting fed up with the situation too. So he's like, oh, like, what do you want? And she's like, oh, I want a Hershey's. And so he brings her a Hershey's like really quick from the other side of the aisle. And then she's like, no, actually I want mints. So I'm thinking, gosh, okay, like this is almost over. Thank goodness. Then she pulls out a bank card to pay for it. She misses hitting the cash back button. So then she's like, well, where's my cash back? And she's getting annoyed with the checker. The checker's getting annoyed because it's been like 10 minutes at this point. So then it's like they go through this whole process for her to get $5 more. And then she's standing there holding the mints and she goes, I'd like to return these. So then we have to wait longer in line. Adele loops again and she finally leaves. And I'm like, okay, thank goodness. Like, and she's all flustered. So I walk out into the parking lot and she's literally asking the guy who was behind us in line to help her load her one bag of groceries. And he's like, no, absolutely not. He gets in his car and drives off. And I'm like, I just want nothing to do with this. I just want to get home. She's obviously really flustered. She gets in her car and just revs it out of there straight into the cart holder rack. Just immediately, bam. But yeah, I'm just thinking like, so it's playing over and over in my head. And I'm just thinking, I wish nothing but the best for you. Yeah, anyway, that's really it. But
So
it was instant karma.
In all of these 10 minutes, it didn't occur to you to like just leave and go to the self-checkout?
Here's the thing. Yes, it did occur to me, but I had just enough stuff that I couldn't carry it in my arms and I'd already put my basket back. And I kept thinking, oh, this is almost over. Like by her third transaction, I was like, it's gotta be almost over. But yeah, I should have done that early on just from the look of this lady.
But then we wouldn't have to have this good story. So
what's really funny is that last time I went to Super One, because this happened like a week ago, I went last night and the same thing was happening. It was that same Adele song on loop. And I was like, yeah, it's Matrixy, right? right, Edwin?
Yeah.
Like it's
Also, I don't know if they're playing a version like the free version of Spotify or what, but there will just be ads. Like, and you know how ads are always louder than the music?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
sometimes you're shopping, there's just ads blasting in the store. And it's like, what's going on right now?
Are they even Super One ads?
No, it's like.
no. There was a
it's literally-
DraftKings ad once.
Yeah. I've literally heard ads for other grocery stores. Like this
What the
week
heck?
at Target, you get buy 3 Diet Cokes, get 1, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Get one free.
You're
Yeah,
really
it's-
making me glad that I don't shop at Super One.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
It's weird, man. It's weird. The most glitchy places of the Matrix are our local Super One and your property when you and the dogs aren't here. Have you ever seen anything weird in these woods, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you seen?
I think he's just hyping you up, Edwin, but we'll listen to it.
No, I know he's seen things. He's been here too long not to see the things I've seen.
Sasquatch.
He's definitely not seen the things you've seen. I guarantee that.
Are you a Bigfooter, Chris? You're a believer?
Well, I have really big feet. Yes.
Yeah, Chris is a size 15.
No. I guess I'm a believer in Bigfoot.
Yeah?
What?
I mean, there's where I was raised and grew up. There was a lot of sightings in that area.
In Washington?
Yeah, and this was before the legalization. So
It was before there was a good excuse for everyone to be hallucinating. I don't think that really changed much, Chris. It just made it legal, not more popular.
Wow. But you've never seen anything weird out here?
well, no,
By
I mean,
yourself in the woods?
I've heard a lot of weird things here.
Mm-hmm.
Like the screech owls that we have and the noise they make.
What are
That
those?
that is some weird noise.
You know what else? You know what's the weirdest noise to me? Freaking deer.
Oh,
They make the most demented noises possible.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't live where deer are common, you probably think that deer just like make chewing noises.
Yeah, like
and,
cows.
Like, and just like maybe snort a little bit, like just like a little bit of a, you know, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
like a horse or whatever. No.
No.
Deer do this thing where they like, I don't know, pull air in through their nostrils across a xylophone or something. And
That's
just
a good
like,
way to put it, actually. It is really terrifying when you're alone in the woods
yeah.
at night and you hear a deer. It's like, whoa.
but it's like this really weird, like high pitched snort squeal noise. And I mean, anybody who's heard it knows exactly what it sounds like, but it's almost impossible to imitate. It's just,
Yeah, it's a weird noise.
you hear it and you're like,
Weird noise.
there is a demon coming for my soul, but it's just a deer out there like yelling at the other deer or
You
whatever.
know what else is really creepy is that like baby cry that cougars make, or
I
like the
haven't heard
chirping.
that. I haven't heard that.
Oh,
in
it
person.
sends shivers down your
Oh,
spine
yeah.
because especially like if you don't know what it is, it's scary enough.
Yeah.
And then knowing what it is, it's even freakier.
That's one that's The
Yeah.
deer one, it's like it sounds really scary, but as soon as you know that deer make that noise, you're just like, oh, it's just a deer. But the
Yeah.
cougar one, like, yeah, you don't want it. You don't want to hear that one.
The deer, some of the deer up there by the shop have collars with little LED lights, and one of the lights stays on and one of them flashes. And
What are you talking about?
No, like Fish and Game tracks deers,
they
like
track
to
'em
see
and
where
they have collars on.
And not
they
like all of
light
them.
up?
And yeah, at night, and you look. I mean, the first time I saw it, it was
What?
like,
Oh, is it so
weird.
hunters know not
No,
to shoot
Edwin,
them?
it's not like it's like a giant glow stick necklace. It just has a tiny indicator light on it. But at night you could see that.
What?
Yeah, and when they move, the one flashes, so it's got to be hooked up to a GPS or something.
Huh.
But anyway, the first time I saw that, you know,
you're
and I come out of the shop and I see this light out there in the meadow. I'm like, what the heck is that? And then it starts moving, and then I see it going up and down like this, you know, and then it's going like, you know, forward, and I'm like, what is that?
You know, I'm thinking about where
How'd you figure out what it was?
I went out there to see, and it was a deer.
I'm thinking about about where you're talking about seeing this, and nobody else can really picture this because they don't know where to. But if you're looking out through this meadow, you could be looking at the sky like 10 miles away.
Yeah.
Or you could be looking at the ground and, it's a meadow that slopes off to the horizon sort of thing.
So it could be some kind of UFO or just a deer with
Or a
the
deer.
rave lights on.
Yeah, that's amazing that you went to see it though, because if I saw like a little sniper red dot out in a field, I wouldn't go like
investigate.
But the weirdest thing was the way it was moving, because the deer was obviously eating or grazing because it was going up and down like this. And what the heck would go up and down like that?
What do you think his deer friends think? Like they're all just chilling one day. One of them gets tranked, and then he comes back just wearing a collar with a rave light on it. And then the other deer are like, bro, you're lighting up in the dark. Like, we're not going to hang out with you anymore. Or do you think it's like, oh, that deer's sick. He's got the...
I think it's none of the above because deer do not have that level of complex thought.
Yeah. Do you think they can see the light, though? I'm sure it freaks them out a little bit.
Probably, but they can also get used to things.
And I guess red light doesn't bother animals as much as...
It doesn't affect them as much,
Yeah, well, there's 3 of them now.
3 deer that have the trackers.
They're out off the, where the cook's house is, the big meadow down there. And there's 3 of them that come out at night.
They all have the collars?
And you can see, there's those lights are just blinking and going up and down and going forward. And up
What do
and
the
down.
collars do?
They tell the fish and game, I guess, where the deer are, where they go.
So are the lights just so hunters know not that they're off?
I would
They're
guess
not.
the lights are just so that they can find them to get them back eventually. The tracking collars, like when
Well, I think
who knows?
Yes,
I mean, it's just
so when they want to go to where the deer are,
so it's easier
get
to find them.
close,
Yeah,
and then they can see the lights. But
That's
it's
the-
pretty
I
I mean, we're
weird.
just guessing, but
Wow.
And then the other weird noise that I hear is, and the first time I heard it was like, oh, I gotta go see what that is. It actually sounded like a woman screaming, really, really loud.
That's scary.
And it's, Holly.
Mm-hmm.
It's her wolf dog that she got. And
Oh.
that thing makes the weirdest noise you
A wolf
ever
dog?
heard.
yeah, it's a wolf dog hybrid. You've never heard of these? A lot of people have them. They're not always 50-50. It's usually
And
That sounds dangerous.
that is the weirdest noise that thing makes. Of course, I'm used to it now, and so is the cook and, the kid, but it's a weird noise. The first time you hear it, you think somebody's in trouble really bad.
Is it like a...
No, I mean,
what dog have you ever heard that makes a
Also,
noise?
Chris described it as a woman screaming.
What kind of women are you listening to scream? They go,
Maybe just like a wolf that had too much coffee.
yeah.
What is it like?
it's probably like a high pitched howl, I would guess, but like
Yeah, it's really loud too. That thing is really, really loud.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. It's a weird noise. I'll see if I can get it recorded so you can hear it sometime.
Well, maybe you know the practical version of what I saw. There was a day that Ethan and the dogs weren't here, which is always a recipe for disaster. Steve and I have heard things, of course, but that's pretty believable. But this one day was so weird. Like, I don't know if it was Steven or Will was the first to realize the vibes were just like off.
I'll give you that one, Edwin, because the vibes were definitely off, but
Yeah.
you were the only one who saw anything that day.
It's like it was like a chill came over the area, like in a bad movie, and like they noticed it first, and I was like, yeah, and then we heard this like crackling things, like like sticks breaking and stuff, which you hear. That's fine.
it's normal.
So
we live in
went
the
to
woods.
investigate, and we went on Ethan's back porch, and we were just looking out over the pond, and I saw these like really short people with cloaks and like sticks sticking out of the cloaks. And then when they noticed I was there, they were gone. But we heard this like, so I don't know if you know what that is, but
That's you hallucinating, Edwin. Do you know how many times you've told me that you can hallucinate at will?
well, yeah, but
But
when you're seeing it's like, I guess it depends. Like I do have like maybe like less of a separation between reality and not reality than most people. Like if I get really tired hiking, I'll just like see things floating around the trail.
yeah.
Like,
Were your glasses clean?
I think that's before I realized that I needed glasses.
Yeah.
Another strike against this being anything other than you hallucinating.
My perspective of this story was funny because like we had all been talking about how it is kind of weird, and it legitimately is. Like when Ethan's not here, the dogs aren't
it's
here.
severely
Like,
weird for me to come home when the dogs aren't here. Like,
Well, and all jokes aside, Steven has literally told me, and he's a much more sound brained than I am, that he doesn't like being here when you and the dogs aren't here.
Yeah, that is true.
Completely sound thought. Like, even if I'm here, it's like you and the dogs keep the basket people deep in the woods.
I wonder how it's going to be in the future though if that happens, because we're going to have like 50 different birds hanging around.
Oh yeah, true.
So
maybe the birds
the geese
will keep them away.
Yeah.
the geese are pretty good guard dogs. So
That's true.
Well, to credit your story, Edwin, my high school sweetheart's mother is actually, well, my high school sweetheart, they're the reason I came to this mountain. But her mother swears that there are spaceships that have landed here. And she has done
100%.
paintings of things that she's seen. And she has done, in fact, one of them's in my outhouse.
Can I see that? No, I
wanna
would
see
love
that
to
too.
see that.
Yeah.
well, if
Here,
one of them's
I'll-
in your outhouse, you can definitely go see it.
I'll draw what I've seen before I see anything that she's painted. And if there's any kind of similarity, that has to add some credibility to my story.
Ethan did tell me once that as a kid he saw some weird beam of light in the woods.
Oh yeah, I've seen some weird stuff, but I explain it for exactly what it is and nothing more and nothing less.
Yeah.
And that's just how I see things. Is like, was it an alien? I have no idea. I have no proof that it was an alien. I have no proof that it happened at all. That's the first thing I'll say, is that like I could easily have hallucinated, except that from the way I've been telling the story for the last 25 years, my parents and or sister also saw a flash of light. So, but I don't know. I'm not saying it's better or worse or like right or wrong, but I don't explain it as inherently supernatural. It's a light that I have no explanation for. It was not lightning by any standard definition of lightning, but it was a flash of blue tinted light at night in the woods that was very directional and beam-like.
Even as a kid, you were too logical, Ethan, because like if that happened to me as an adult, I'd be like, oh, it's all true.
Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, I thought Jurassic Park was real, like way later than I should have thought Jurassic Park was real.
I didn't realize that anyone ever thought Jurassic Park was real.
Oh,
I didn't know that was a thing that had ever been thought.
well, I think like if you grow up like watching Space Jam, that really like blurs the line between like cartoons
You know, I
and reality.
have actually seen that one. I
Yeah.
did see that one as a kid.
Yeah, so then you're like, oh, well, that makes sense. Like maybe Bugs Bunny isn't real, but like he can come to this dimension to help someone win a basketball game. That thought never crossed your mind
Nope.
when you were a kid?
I watched a movie and I was like, wow, that was a weird movie. And that's about where it ended.
Yeah, my imagination does run free sometimes.
Exactly.
but I'll have to look her up, see if she's still around town. But I had a friend in high school who had seen some like short stick people action very near here.
Interesting.
And she had dents on her car from them hitting her car with sticks. So
Interesting.
Wow.
that story, I don't know how much
I'm going to
weight
need to
there
see
is
some
there,
proof
but
for that. But
I'll look her up on Facebook or something, see if she's down to come on the podcast.
oh, no.
But I don't know what that whole situation was. I mean, a lot of people say a lot of things in high school, but
True.
I don't know. That's the only backing to any of my stories. But
I could see that one being a lot of that story could easily be there to cover up all sorts of stupid reasons to have dents in your car.
At the same
You know what I
time,
mean?
that's an ultra specific thing. Like these people with baskets for heads hit my car with sticks is kind of unbelievable.
and it's not like what's that M. Night movie where they have like the red and yellow hoods?
Oh,
and it's
the
like to
Village?
Scare, it's to scare the people to stay in the cult. It's not like that at all. Like this was much less human than that, but all of the like practical mind people are probably getting driven crazy listening to the podcast. So we could switch up subjects, but I definitely want to see those paintings, Chris.
That does sound pretty.
They're pretty interesting, and it's funny. Ethan was talking about the blue light because one of the paintings, that's what it is a blue light.
Huh. I didn't know that. I'll have to see that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like we've told like enough of this story that I do need to finish the blue light story because I've told like 70% of it now, but yeah, it was the first winter that we moved here, so it would have been the end of 1999, and my whole childhood I absolutely loved sledding and snow and anything to do with all of that, and I was so excited that we lived in a place where it was going to snow a lot. And we had a big hill because, like, I'd always wanted a lot of snow, but we lived in places like Tennessee and Oregon and South Carolina. And we did also live in Colorado where it snowed a lot, but there we didn't have any good hills. So anyway, really excited about that. I had gotten the sled for my birthday, I think, because it was the first snow of the year. So it wouldn't have been Christmas that I got it for. But anyway, it was one of those sleds where you sit on it and it's got a steering wheel. And it's got one ski in the front, and then you're sitting on two skis. So it's like a tiny version of the little ski trike thing that you made that we talked about on the last podcast. Anyway, so we get home from school, and it's dark, but it's snowing. And I'm like, we have like 4 inches of fresh snow. I'm going to go try out my sled. So I go outside and start sledding down what is now the uphill portion of the rally track. That road was already there.
Nice.
So I'm sledding down that. Make a few runs, and being a larger sled that's kind of, you don't just like grab a string and pull it up. I was pushing it up the hill, and right parallel with the pond, like right where the zip lines go across the pond, I was pushing it up there, and all of a sudden there was this bright blue beam of light that went down. Like it wasn't straight. It was very directional. So it's like exactly what you imagine in a movie for like a tractor beam or whatever. Where it's a cylindrical, very directional, like you can see the definition of the light.
Yeah, like a spotlight.
Yeah, and granted, this was 25 years ago. Well, no, but more than a spotlight. Because a spotlight, you can see what it illuminates. But unless there's a lot of fog in the air, you can't see the beam itself. The way I remember this, and it wasn't...
Movies will have you believe you can always see the beam, but they just use bunch of...
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So that's the way I remember it. Again, 25 years ago, I was 9 years old at the time. So...
That's older than I thought.
Yeah, the memory could easily be distorted, but I've been telling the story the same for the last 25 years. So, but yeah, I see it as this very cylindrical, probably like 3 to 4 foot diameter, very movie style beam of blue light, and it doesn't travel at the speed of light either. It was like, traveled from up to down straight into the pond. And then just disappeared. Like it just went down to the pond and then off.
And it came from the sky?
It came from up. Yeah. It came from the direction of my house.
Did you hear anything? Like a helicopter?
Nope. Or zero. Dead silent.
Because you also, like, they had helicopters flying around here too.
Yeah, drug raids, helicopters. Yeah, that was happening in these woods a lot back then. But
because
Chris has some great stories about that.
I got some great helicopter stories.
Really?
Yeah. I don't.
Well, because wasn't Ruby Ridge like not far from here?
Ruby Ridge is only 20 miles from here, maybe.
Yeah. So when all that was going down, it was really going down up here.
Yeah. And then they were doing a lot of
But Chris was a full on adult.
Yes,
I was.
So
I came here when I was 18.
Oh, okay.
But that was long before I
You've been
moved
here a long time.
Yeah.
So when did those kind of raiding things starting? Was it like a trend? Like there was like this big breakdown trend of helicopters going everywhere, or was it like kind of always around?
No, I think it was the DEA.
It was.
Like they had a change of rules or something.
And they're
just trying to crack down on growing operations out here.
Yeah, for sure. And there was obviously there was several growing operations because the helicopters were here.
Yeah.
So one day I'm working up the hill and I hear this helicopter and it's like, it's got to be really close, but you can't see it. You can't see where it is. So I climb up the tree to see what's going on. I take off my work pouch and I climb up this tree to see what's going on. And it's like from here maybe down to the bottom of the hill.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hovering around over there, that distance.
Mm-hmm.
and it sees me in the tree because I had a red flannel shirt on.
Yeah.
It sees me in the tree and flies right over to me. And
Why were you working in it? Oh,
He wasn't working in a tree. He was working in a house. He heard the helicopter, couldn't see it, climbed the tree to see if he could see the helicopter.
Okay, I get you.
yeah, and then it flies right over to me, and I'm in the top of the tree, and it's so close that it's blowing the tree around. You know, the top of the tree.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. So then I look down on the ground, and all of a sudden I hear, "Get down out of that tree!" And I look down, and there's about I just estimate, but
you were just
15
doing welding the recycling machines at the time, right?
No,
you
no,
weren't
this
doing
is
anything
construction.
I was
wrong.
doing
This is
construction. Yeah,
Oh.
I was
That's
building
someone
a-
else's
I was
property?
doing remodeling on a house up the road here.
Oh,
Yeah, and
so you weren't doing anything wrong.
No.
no, not at all. And so I look down there, and there's all these people with machine guns, and well, not machine guns, but like
Assault rifles.
tactical weapons. Yeah, assault rifles, right? And there's a guy with one of those big megaphone things. You know, get down out of that tree. And so I come down the tree, climb down out of the tree, and the one guy, the leader or the foreman or whatever he was, he grabs me and throws me on the ground face first, and he puts his foot on the back of my neck to hold me down, and he starts asking me all these questions. And I'm like, what's going on here? You know, what did I do? You know? And anyway, the people that I was working for, their daughter was there, and she was actually going out with one of my relatives then. But anyway, she acted like she didn't know me, who I was. So that made it even worse.
The way I heard this story, she came out of the house to see what was going on, and they're like, "Do you know this man?"
Yeah.
And she was this teenager that's like scared,
Afraid.
and she just
Yeah.
goes, "No." Because she assumes like he's in trouble for something,
Yeah.
and then if she associates with that, she's also going to be in trouble. So she denies even knowing him, and this makes it look way worse because now he's climbing a tree next to a house with a teenage girl in it that he does not know.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it ends up it was the DEA. And they had people, I guess, the day before climbing trees and sniping at them, you know, from somewhere they were
Really?
up by Bonners. Yeah.
Wow.
So Ruby Ridge, probably.
Yeah.
That's between.
Yeah. But they held me
Jeez.
down till they got my name, and they wanted, you know, your name, your numbers, you know, how old are you, blah, 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 blah. And they check it all out with a radio, and somebody, they're radioing too, you know.
Make sure you're not on a list somewhere.
Yeah. And then they just leave. Like, no, sorry, no, you know,
No,
sorry for your face being in the dirt and my foot on the back of your neck. And
they just turned their backs and walked into the
Yeah.
helicopter and took off.
no, they just turned their backs, and they have like, I think there was 4 vehicles they were in.
So while you were up in
Yeah.
the tree, a bunch of cars pulled up.
Yeah. They were like suburban-like vehicles that they,
Right.
they pulled up in. Yeah. You know, 4-wheel drives.
So there's on this person's property, no warrant.
No, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of what year it would have been because I remember. I mean, it wasn't that. That was way earlier. Do you know what year that was?
That was in 1979.
Yeah. So that was decades earlier. But after we moved here, in this exact spot where we're sitting right now, we had a greenhouse, and because my parents were always into growing stuff and, you know, farming and whatnot. And my dad grew various things in the greenhouse. That's we'll leave it at that. But anyway, one day, many of the things were tomatoes. Anyway, so one day we see there's a helicopter flying around, and it's not like helicopters fly over here all the time for various reasons. You know, some of them are like,
Yeah, we're close to a lot of pretty sightseeing places you'd want to fly.
and in the summer, there's a lot of helicopters flying over to see to look at the fires or to help put them out or whatever. Or you see medical ones flying back and forth sometimes. This was not that. It was all black. You know, everyone and everything in it was black, and the door was open, and there was a guy sitting in the door, like looking out the door with a gun. You know, so like very much not just out to see the sights helicopter. And it was flying over here close enough that we could like see the dude in the door, like flying around. And then, so one of my dad's friends had just been up visiting, and he left like coincidentally, that we didn't like hear the helicopter coming, and he just took off. But like he called my dad a few minutes after he left, and he's like, "Hey, there's DEA trucks at the bottom of your road, and they're unloading 4-wheelers and heading up your road. Like, just thought you'd want to know." And there's a helicopter flying around.
Yeah.
I was like 12 years old, and my dad was just like, "If they show up here, you just disappear." And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Can you imagine just telling your 12-year-old kid to just be like, yeah, if the people with guns show up, go hide.
Jeez, that's terrifying.
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't imagine.
But
Yeah.
that what you described about that helicopter was
Yeah.
exactly the one that
Right.
was
It's the same- yeah.
totally black. Everything in it was black. The door was open. The guy there had a gun.
Yep.
Did they ever even find anything up here?
Well, I mean, various. Yeah. I mean, there's
Really?
the underground grow room on the property next door.
Yeah.
Like,
They found that though?
yeah, that guy got busted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They just found him like a year ago, even though this was like 20 years ago that this all happened, or 30.
Jeez.
They just found him because he fled the country, and we won't use any names because obviously that's, but this guy, yeah, like before I moved here, this guy got busted for growing up here, and he left the country, and then like last year he came back and they found him. Now
would
he's
he
in
come
jail.
back?
I don't
He
know.
must have
thought
thought enough time passed, I guess.
Well, but he was wanted for other suspicions too of more serious things than growing.
Oh, no.
But we don't need to get into that. But yeah, so that was one that they did catch. And I think when they were in like, I don't know what year that would have been, like 2003 or something, when I was 12, when they were flying around, I think they did bust somebody farther up here,
Up the road.
way
yeah.
up at the top
Right.
of the road. I don't remember who it was.
Way up there by
What was it about this area, Chris?
It was the middle of damn nowhere,
Yeah.
would be my guess.
yeah, that's what it was.
So far away from.
Yeah, it was like a lot of times that you hear about them, flying around and stuff. There was nobody there where the operation was happening. Like they would come every so often and do what they had to do, but they didn't. It wasn't like at a house or something.
Yeah, it was just
They'd just go plant stuff out in the woods, and then
Yeah.
they'd come and check on it and
Yeah.
harvest or whatever.
And then they'd come back and harvest it.
Yeah. But yeah, they didn't they bust somebody way up there around then?
Yes.
Because I remember that,
Yes.
like, I didn't
Yep.
know the person, but I knew that there was some sort of actual bust.
Yeah, and when that one happened, I was going down the road, and they were all staging at the local school. And, and it was I mean, it was obviously what was going on at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
A big bust, yeah.
Yeah, and, everybody's dressed in black, and
Yeah.
a lot of
All in-
weapons, and
Yep.
yeah.
Jeez.
So,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's crazy that it's like a pretty famous thing in American history, especially since that Netflix thing came out. Like even millennials are like super, super aware of like Ruby Ridge and everything that was
Yep.
happening at that time. What's crazy is that it was like here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
part of it took place like next
Here.
door.
You know what's funny is I didn't learn that Ruby Ridge was here until like a couple years ago.
Neither did I. My dad was like, "Oh, I met like the attorney from this case." And I was like, "Really? Like how?" And he was like, "Well, she lives here. Like it happened here." And I
Right.
was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "You don't know that?" He's like, "Of course it happened here. Everyone knows that." I was like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
my assumption would be that like when they were doing drug busts and stuff up here, like that Ruby Ridge thing was fresh enough in everybody's minds that they were like, there could be a lot more people that are willing to just shoot on sight out in these woods. So
Yeah.
like in probably other places in the country or even this state, they might have just sent the local sheriff and be like, hey, you're under arrest
they
for
didn't
this.
Put up as big of a fight.
But here they're like, well, this thing happened over there where a bunch of people got shot.
Yeah.
So we're just going to
Idahoans
be
are built a little differently.
Yeah. it was kind of like my high school sweetheart's grandfather. He played this little squeeze box, Italian squeeze box, and he'd go to these parties around here, and he'd say,
You mean an accordion?
well, no, it wasn't an accordion. It was like a
smaller than that.
octagon little squeeze box thing. That
What's the
had
name of
buttons
those?
on the side.
I know the one you're talking about. It's like an accordion, but it's
Yeah.
Oh, like a xylophone?
No.
no. That's the thing you
No.
hit with. You're the music guy here. What the
Yeah,
heck?
that's a triangle.
No.
octagon. It was like
an
it's like a-
sided, about yay big around, and had buttons on each
It's
end.
just like an accordion, just smaller.
Oh, okay.
But he'd go to these. He loved all the hippies that lived here, and there was a commune up the road here called, well, I won't name any names, but there was a lot of people there, and so he'd go over there and he'd come back and he'd say, you know, those hippies are so poor they have to share their cigarettes.
That's a slight misunderstanding of what's going on there, but that's hilarious. Wow. That's a different way to look at that.
Yeah. I've never thought of it that way before.
Yeah, well, he loved them, you know. He thought those people were great.
Who doesn't love hippies?
Yeah, right. And that was one of the things that about this whole area was like, oh yeah, those damn hippies that live up there in the mountains, you know, and it was quite a
Oh, like they had a bad rap back then, you mean?
yeah, exactly.
Were you one of those hippies, Chris?
No, not really.
No, because he worked real jobs. And
I worked real jobs and I didn't have long hair and
Mm.
but I still lived up here. So
Yeah. You can have a chill vibe and still have a job,
Yeah, but back then hippie was very.
not have a job.
Yeah, well, these days hippie is just a vibe. Then it was like a whole movement. Not that I was alive, but like
right.
it was like if you're a hippie, you're like in it. You're gonna like leave society behind and forget about money and go form a commune in the woods, which they literally did just up the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that isn't happening in bigger numbers right now.
Yeah, you know,
I know that like history goes through like seasons.
Yeah.
I feel like we're really close to the hippie season coming back in a big way.
Right, where people are like, screw this not democracy, capitalism. Screw this capitalism. I'm gonna go live in the woods with my friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have seen a little bit of a push towards it, just in a different flavor with all the like van life and like people living out of their cars and stuff. It's just a different flavor.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like that's more necessity. Like,
well, I mean, the van life one isn't. That's people with spending a ton of money to live in a van, but but it's not communal though. That's the difference. It's It's just three or whatever, two people going out and doing it. Not like
it's pretty big difference.
Yeah, I agree. It's not the same at all.
Yeah, I guess unless it's based around like a sport, like rock climbing or surfing, or
I think people like cosplaying hippies once a year for like Burning Man and Coachella.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what. Yeah, that's what I meant when I said like these days hippieism is a vibe, not a life. Like you just you cosplay as a hippie. You're not actually living that life where you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway. Wow, this has been a really interesting
Yes, it sure has.
Story on this.
We should get to the people's questions before we.
That seems like a good idea.
Too far off the rails. So Reckless Nicholas says, Chris, have you ever been through Pondere Valley in Canada? And what is your opinion on maple bars with bacon strips on top? I wonder what nationality Reckless Nicholas is.
I don't know. It couldn't possibly be Canadian.
Yes, I have been. In fact, one of my good friends ran the ferry across the lake up there. It's still part of the Purcell Trench. It's just up there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Purcell Trench?
It's where we live.
You don't know what the Purcell Trench is?
Oh, we are in the Purcell Trench.
From the big glacier dam, the big...
No, not Glacial Lake Missoula. Just this valley that we live in that runs north-south through here.
Yeah.
It runs way up into Canada. It's just called the Purcell Trench, and it was dug by glaciers. Like, I don't know.
That's a sick name.
Did you go to school here?
Yeah, but I didn't learn anything.
Edwin didn't go to school here.
He went to the school building.
Yeah.
You know how easily I can just like tune out and think of unicorns? You've seen it with your own eyes.
I saw it yesterday.
Yeah. So now imagine trying to teach me something in school.
Yeah.
When you were a lot younger and your attention span was shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picture that for a second.
Yeah. The teachers just left you alone.
Because you've seen me learn things that I'm legitimately interested in like a day.
Yep.
But you've also seen me not learn things that I've been around for years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
And you could imagine anything they were teaching me in school besides a few little niche weird things.
You just did not care.
Yeah.
If someone told me about the Priscilla Valley, it is gone already.
Clearly, because you just said it entirely wrong. It's called the Purcell Trench.
Trench. But it actually looks like that if you look at it from the sky.
a trench.
Yeah, it does. It's very definite, and it goes way up into Canada. And I love maple bars with bacon. They're great.
I haven't tried one yet.
I would argue that's the
haven't?
best kind of maple bar, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't had a better one than one with bacon on it.
Oh, so good.
The problem is they don't sell them at most like grocery stores. It's kind of a niche thing at like donut shops and stuff.
Well, at the rate the snow's been, we might need to do our snowcat adventure in Canada. So
Apparently.
maybe we'll get some soon. This one really seems more like just a compliment. Russell says, great work on the house. Awesome to see a few jacks of all trades.
Nice.
GHPC for life.
Well, thanks.
So I guess what do you think
That
of
seems
the-
like both of us, really.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of the house, Chris? Then we'll turn that into a question.
Oh, I love the house. Yeah, I think it's great. He's got some incredible ideas and a wild imagination when it comes to building and building anything. I mean, look at the trike, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how the house is turning out too. It's nice. It's almost, I wouldn't say it's almost finished, but it's almost finished on the inside mostly, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting close to painting things. We'll put it that way, and it's looking really good.
What do your dogs think of those floating stairs? Do they just
Bjorn is the most cautious about heights of all the dogs. Always has been.
because
Like,
dogs don't really like seeing below them?
yeah, Bjorn he'll go up and down the stairs, but he definitely like does it a lot slower than he would normal stairs.
Yeah, he's like kind of sus and
He's
careful.
like, I don't know about that.
I've seen Einstein go down them, and he's just like, woohoo!
Yeah, Einstein is just oblivious to all danger.
Yeah, I can relate. Einstein is like me and a Chang Li 100% of the time. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, that's very accurate.
Yeah, Sparky's real careful with those stairs. Very careful.
Yeah, well, Sparky, I mean, not the stairs, but Sparky fell off the porch not that long ago trying to follow you up there.
Yeah, that sounds terrifying. Did anyone actually see that?
No.
So what happened, Chris?
Well, we were going along the side of the house and stepping up on the porch, but you had to step on a beam and you crossed about a 2 foot by 4 foot hole and then got onto the plywood that was actually on outside temporary plywood on the porch. Well, he just followed me up there and he jumped up there, and when he jumped, he didn't realize that there was a hole there, and he went right through the hole and down 8 feet to the slab.
Jeez.
And we heard him hit the slab, the noise that he made.
Oh, poor
I was
guy.
inside the house, so I didn't see or hear it. I just saw Chris like go running back off the porch right after he went up. I was like,
And
what happened?
Sparky's a little Jack Russell for people who haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's a very old little Jack Russell.
Yeah.
So he couldn't, I mean, yeah, his vision isn't what it used to be. So he just thought he was jumping up onto the porch. And
Right.
Is he? I mean, he must have grown up on all kinds of construction sites.
Oh, yeah.
and-
That's why he can't hear.
Oh,
He's listened to the nail gun for 15 years.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And the air compressor and all the loud
But he's
noises
fine?
and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't at first, and he had a little seizure from it. He hit his head pretty hard,
No.
and he had a little seizure from it, but he didn't break anything. And he was able to move. He limped for a couple of days, I guess, but he's pretty tough.
He
man.
walked it off.
Tough
I
little-
mean-
he did literally walk it off.
Yeah, I mean, think about yourself going through that hole and landing on the slab on your side and your head.
Oh yeah, no,
I mean,
that would be
Yeah.
a hospital visit for most humans.
yeah, exactly. E-rides.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is one I think I skipped actually. Shovel said, we already talked about your builds, your favorite builds, but what music do you make the shop listen to when the camera isn't rolling? I guess we still don't really listen to music since the camera's always rolling, but what kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to classic rock.
I can attest to that because when we're working on the house, we don't have cameras rolling all the time.
Oh, there
and
you
it's
go.
just always a classic rock like Pandora station or Spotify or whatever.
Yeah. Yep. And I have one of those Bluetooth speakers, that you can
And one of the big tall ones, like a party speaker.
Oh, yeah.
you can turn it up till you feel it,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try not to because she's in there and I don't like to, blast,
when
blast
my
her
wife's in the
out.
house still.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, classic rock.
And he always, when there's like multiple of us working together, like when we were building this shop, he'll be like, "Who's this? What's this song? Name this one." And
Yeah. Who is it? Who is it?
I mean, I know a lot of them, but then other ones I'll be like, well, I don't know, what is it? And he says it, and I'm like, yep, never heard of that one. I've heard the song many times, but like a lot of them are, you know, there's songs that you hear all the time, but they're like kind of a one-hit wonder type thing where like,
Yeah. Wow, we should make a game show. Name that classic rock band, Chris versus my dad.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be hilarious. We should do a podcast of that.
Yeah, we should. That would go so hard, actually. If Chris is that good, I mean, my dad, I've never seen him miss, like, on any of the local stations, I've never seen him not know a song.
That would be hilarious.
here's
It might
what
just
we do.
Never end.
We have them both come up with like 10 songs that they don't think the other would know.
Maybe a little more niche.
But like
stuff.
within a certain era or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, or we just play like, or just like Steven or Edwin, somebody DJs it.
Yeah.
Like Steven could DJ, I mean, while being part of it. We could just be a podcast. And Steven just picks what he thinks is like the most obscure.
We'll just
classic.
go from
just try
easy to
harder and
hard.
harder. Yeah.
We'll like start with Stairway to Heaven and go all the way to like one hit wonder, like underground, like
Obscure
thing
stuff,
that has
yeah.
been on the radio 10 times.
That's a great idea. We also just need to, we should start with that. And then after that, immediately, we should just do a podcast. We should have Chris and Carl meet for the first time in podcast form.
Yeah, I always thought just when the weather got better, we'd have my dad come up to the property with us. But yeah, meeting on the podcast would be great. You'll love my dad, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. Well, I've just been listening to music forever. You know, and once I got into construction, that's what all day long, that's what you did was listen to music and sing with all the songs and know all the songs. And, and you know how the radio stations were back then. You know, they had 12 songs and they played them over and over.
Every
over
single
again.
day. It was the same set. Yeah.
Yeah. Getting on the radio is the best thing you could do for your career.
Yeah. So I always, because, what I would say a lot of times is to these guys when we were building the shop or working on the house, I'd say, okay, $100. Who is it?
There was never actually any money on the line, but
But they couldn't, a lot of times they could not.
no,
guess,
there's,
you know?
yeah.
Tyler Rose Boom 1 says, what's the best job you had and the worst?
The best job I've had. Well, I'd probably say working here is probably the best.
Nice.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
And the worst job I've ever had was hanging sheetrock at Schweitzer on an 1812 pitch.
That sounds
That's
pretty
steep.
miserable.
Yeah.
That's basically a wall.
Yeah.
What building was that?
It's enough not to be a wall, but boy, that was miserable. And there was a whole semi-load that had to be hung.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's probably the main
how big
lodge
was
up
your
there
crew?
because its roof is not the main lodge that you
Oh,
like
the
eat lunch in, but
Selkirk.
the one across from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Selkirk. They're the Black Rock, where the Black Rock like restaurant is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hung.
it wasn't
I
the-
didn't
You
realize
did
you
the
hung all
whole
of it.
inside of the roof that's like,
Yeah.
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 oh, how many people do you have on your crew?
Well, I was just part of the crew. I wasn't, they weren't my crew.
But
Uh-huh.
how
I
many
was
people
just
were
part
on
of
that?
The crew, 6. There was 6 of us.
That's not that many for that big of a
For a
building.
semi truck full of drywall at that pitch?
Yeah, and it was all 12-foot 5/8 too. Heavy
That's
stuff.
a heavy
you know?
sheet of drywall.
Yeah.
Jeez.
5/8 thick, 12 feet long, 4 feet tall. For in case you missed that.
That sounds pretty awful.
Yeah.
I hung a lot of sheetrock
Well, it's
on
still
flat
there,
ceilings.
Chris. You did a good job.
I hung a lot of sheetrock on flat ceilings like this where me and my partner, we just put it on our heads and climb up ladders and boom, start screwing it up. You know?
Oh, you don't even use that little thing?
No.
Wow.
No. Yeah. And we got good enough where we could do between 90 and 100 sheets a day. You know, of course, I was young and, you know.
It helps having
really.
It helps having the reach of like 3 normal people.
Yeah.
Oh, they probably loved you on the drywall.
Yeah.
For people listening, Chris is like 6.
Well, back then he would have been 6'6".
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably 6'4.5" or 6'5" now. But
Yeah, but you could have got that. I mean, as long as your friends were high enough to get the screws in, you could just whomp.
Well, no, we did it ourselves. We put the sheet on our heads, go up against the ceiling.
One guy
and
on
then-
each end.
Yeah, but your head's a lot higher than your crew. I have your people with you.
The guy that
You just
was
go up the
hanging
ladder
with me,
different
the guy
height.
that was hanging with me, he was big too.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't as tall as me, but he was a big guy. He was like 6'3", probably.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the big thing wouldn't be so much height because you could just go up the ladder farther, but reach.
Yeah.
With that 6'6", that you can reach more than half the sheet from
Oh, yeah.
one point.
Oh yeah.
I can only reach a third of it at most.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do have a long reach, that's for sure.
What year was that building at Schweitzer?
That was in
And Schweitzer's the local ski resort for people who.
Oh yeah, that's probably an
tuned in.
important
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah, that would
It's
have
a pretty
been
big deal around
in
here.
84, 85.
So no
Yeah.
cordless drywall screw guns.
No,
Was
it
it
was all
mostly
electric.
nails, or did you had screw guns
Well,
just
we-
corded?
Yeah, what we did was we tacked it up with nails and then we
Right.
screwed it.
Right.
Yeah, but now it's all screws, you know,
And
with cordless,
cordless
guns.
and
Yeah.
collated screw things. You don't even have to.
Yeah.
You just.
Yeah.
Yeah, cordless things just changed the game,
man.
huh?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Especially how good they are now. Like they're not even weaker than the wired
No.
stuff for the most part.
Oh yeah.
Or heavier or bulkier. I mean, they're slightly bulkier, but
Yeah.
like, yeah.
incredible.
I mean,
Some of those-
I remember like when I first started working construction with Chris, cordless screw guns existed, and everybody like they'd been around long enough that pretty much everyone had them. My dad had a set of cordless screw guns, but the batteries would last like 10
Yeah,
minutes.
they're pretty
Yeah.
trash.
And then it would take an hour to charge, and then the batteries after like a year of use are trash.
Right.
And the torque that the guns had was like nowhere near what a corded gun had. But I remember like,
It was a 9-volt Makita that came out first, you know.
yep, the one where it slid inside the, it was
Right.
a long,
and the battery was like this long and yeah.
like a 10-inch long battery pack that went all the way up inside the handle.
Yeah.
No, but then like,
But now even like the Mac Daddies that you were drilling the holes in the rock to put your rebar in are cordless.
yeah, you can get those cordless now. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. But yeah, it's interesting because I remember when they first started getting good, when lithium first came out, like when I was, that was when I was, maybe it wasn't even lithium yet. It was just slightly better NiCads and
Yeah.
stuff. But like, I remember I bought my first set of cordless drill and driver set with, when quarter inch impact drivers came out, that was like when it really started taking off. Because that's when those first came out. I bought a set of like of a Makita cordless set when I was probably,
and you got the drill
15.
and the impact
Yep.
driver. Yeah.
and that little impact driver would run for like half a day on a battery
Yeah.
and drive, half the screws in a whole roof.
Yep.
And that was just like a complete game changer.
And now it's all day long on one battery.
Yeah, pretty much. If you're just driving
Yeah.
screws.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, what do we got for questions, Ed?
I think we did it.
That's all of them?
Because Ian said, can you do a shop tour? But
Oh, yeah, and we already...
But we did.
that's-
So if
yep.
you look up on bonus bolts, you'll find that, Ian. And then it was your yeah, we did it.
Nice.
Because a lot of these are the same based on like what project do you want to work on and
Oh,
what's your
yeah,
favorite
same.
project.
Yeah.
But we talk about that in number 62. So
Mm-hmm.
the MTV pretty much stole the show. You can't fit in much else
Yeah.
around here. and when you say what you want to build, you said the rock saw. So
Yep.
yeah, and we talked about the rock saw. So now we talked about it. Now we just got to do it, huh?
Yep.
That's going to be so cool.
Yeah. So Ethan and I are going to Texas tomorrow.
Yep. Sure
And
are.
I think you're going to be working on the Snowcat, right? What are you trying to do on the Snowcat?
Well, I'm trying
And
to
the
get.
people-
I got the wiring harness extended.
So you can start it from the cab
And have
put it
all
in
the
reverse.
screen and stuff in there.
Yeah, and so I'll have Steven help me fish it through the tunnel, and then I'm going to tidy up the wiring. And my reservoir should be here for the
It should be in the mailbox right now, in
oil
theory.
reservoir, and then a lot of little things. Put the dash back in. Do some wiring for the lights and the battery.
Get the
Yeah.
electric start set up
Yeah,
because we
get
have all
the-
the parts for that. So we don't
Yeah.
have to climb out and pull start it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Then we have our eyes on another Snowcat. And
Yep.
so by the end of the next month, we'll have 3 running and driving Snowcats ready to take over the world. All we need is snow.
yeah.
Oh,
Although you're up
there
in
is
the mountains.
plenty of snow up there. We just have to go higher to get to it.
Okay.
I mean, I spent all of last Saturday digging myself out of the snow. It is plenty deep up there.
Great.
We just have to go above like 4,000 feet, 4,000 or 5,000 feet elevation, and we'll get to the snow.
Avi danger was relatively high this weekend, right?
I honestly don't know. We just stayed in the trees. We just pretty much stay in the trees all the time where it's
normally pretty safe in the trees. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, unless
I'm
you're
not sure how it all works.
Unless you're in the trees below a giant slope that can slide. But like most of where we ride with snow bikes, like most of what's fun to ride on a snow bike is not high avalanche danger terrain anyway.
It's kind of like
you want like slopes over 30 degrees would be where avalanche starts becoming more of an issue.
And over 30 degrees is where you stop being able to ride up it on a snow bike, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty powdery from.
Oh, it was
pictures from last
so
weekend.
much powder. Yeah, there was but it was perfect because there was like a foot of powder on top of like a halfway decent base. So
that is perfect.
So you weren't just getting buried all the time. Like you could make your way through it.
Yeah.
Was there a crust?
After about a foot, there was a crust. It wasn't super crusty though. It wasn't like a hard crust because that sometimes sucks too. It was just kind of like it just gradually got denser.
Yeah.
But
I was snowboarding at Schweitzer. And it's like that perfect blend of like good enough to get overly confident. Like there's enough snow where you're like flying through the snow, hit a jump, and then land on a stump.
yeah.
Oof. Not enough snow to cover up the stumps, but enough snow to make you just confident enough to go jump on them on accident.
You know what's funny? You would think in this small of a valley, you would think that the mountain range on the east side, on the west side, Schweitzer, or the Selkirk Mountains, and the mountains on this side, the Cabinet Mountains, you'd think we'd get about the same amount of snow, but they don't.
No.
The Cabinets always get way more snow than the Selkirks.
Yeah, the resort is on the wrong range.
It is totally on the wrong mountain range.
I mean, you can't beat the views from Schweitzer of the lake and all, but I guess you'd get that from the Cabinets too.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the snow's great up there for snow biking. You'd have to do a little bit of stump dodging. Like, you got to be more aware. But the thing is,
the snowcats don't really care about all that.
No,
right?
because snowcats can't really go off of anything that's not like vaguely road shaped.
Yeah.
They don't go over stumps very well, though.
Yeah.
No, but there aren't stumps on a road.
So,
my point.
Outside of ski resorts, what is the use case for snowcats? Or is that pretty much commercially where they're used?
Grooming snowmobile trails, I would argue, there's probably more miles put on snowcats grooming snowmobile trails than anything else in this country. Yeah. And possibly worldwide. I don't really know. But like in the Midwest, they groom hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles of trail. And even here, I mean, they groom a couple 100 miles of trail all around this area.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, granted, a ski resort will have like 6 or 8 snowcats and they run all night up and down. But if you just count like miles of trail groomed, like they use them so much for grooming snowmobile trails and then cross-country ski trails. But outside of grooming trails, I mean, the main use cases are like accessing utilities that are out in the middle of nowhere or train tracks that need maintenance or work or whatever. Stuff that's not on a road that needs to be accessed in the winter.
Getting stuff unstuck.
Yep. And then idiots like me that buy a property way the heck out an unmaintained road and want to get there in the winter.
Yeah.
Like, I've been looking at snowcats on Marketplace for years, and most of them are like, bought it to access my cabin, don't use it anymore. Like, that's most of the ones you find used.
Yeah. Well, because any of them that are still good commercially are like a fortune. So they're not really on our radar.
You know what's crazy, though, is that, I mean, you're right. Good commercially, yes. But what's crazy is that, like, the price difference between a crusty old snowcat that can just haul a few people really slowly, and the difference in price between that crusty old snowcat and like a groomer cat that still works perfectly fine but is just a little older, the price difference is almost nothing between those two units.
Like, what are we talking average?
Average price is like 20 on the low end, 30 on the high end between those two. 20 grand gets you like a crusty old snowcat that works, but it's like one of those ones that's just a passenger snowcat. It does not have, maybe it has a tiny plow, but not much.
Yeah.
And so like, but like in good shape where there's nothing wrong with it, That gets you 20 grand gets you like a pretty decent old snowcat that does nothing but move people through the snow.
But like one that they have grooming the snowmobile trails here at Schweitzer, those are
Those are 300.
Yeah, I was going to say like over $250,000.
Right. But a used one of those from 20 years ago that still works just fine, has no major problems.
30
grand.
Bad investing in snowcats, man.
Yeah. Like, you know how you were going on about the Tucker that you saw somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we could get a Tucker for 35, 40 grand. Easily.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know if there's any cooler machine than a Tucker.
There are pretty cool looking snowcats.
Like, is there anything that looks cooler than that?
They're also the only modern-ish snowcat I know of that has suspension.
The only thing cooler than that mechanically is probably like a fighter jet, but that's kind of like a different class.
Yeah, very
or
different.
like a super nice train.
Trains are pretty cool. I mean, you saw a ripsaw. A ripsaw is cooler mechanically than a Tucker.
Yeah. Yeah. But a Tucker is just like, I don't know. I guess it's, my mom was a ski instructor at Schweitzer and like, I grew up at like, going up to the ski resort and stuff. And like, I guess just snowcats have always captured my imagination in a way that like nothing else will. Maybe it's more of a nostalgic reason, but like the ripsaw is pretty cool, but I also saw it be basically worthless.
Yeah. And then
in the snow
burnt down from like a minor issue.
I'm sure it's like really fun in like Dubai or whatever, but like just like a snowcat pushing snow up a hill like this is so
no, it is pretty cool. I'm not arguing with you. I was just pointing out some other options, but no, honestly, I think we're kind of like morally and legally obligated to buy a Tucker because we have its like little kid brother over here. Can you imagine that thing next to a full-size Tucker?
Tuckers are really just for transporting people, right? They never were for like grooming. Like they're so high.
They do use them for grooming too. Like I've seen plenty of Tuckers with a grooming attachment as well.
Really?
I don't know, but like I think largely they're used more for transporting people and materials to remote places. But
I've seen goosebumps just thinking about buying one.
I've seen them for sale with a.
Ironically, there's one still parked behind Super One.
Is there?
I keep meaning to look for that, but I've been distracted the last couple times.
So there's the Super One abandoned lot. And then the place where all the lighthouse trucks park. And there's one right there where all the lighthouse trucks park.
I'm going to pay attention this next time.
Across from the school.
But Edwin, for example here, this one's for sale locally-ish. It's a 1993 Tucker with a groomer blade on the front. Oh, what the heck?
1 year younger than me.
Yeah.
Is that your age, Steven? Or are you 90?
No, he's 95.
I'm 95.
You're a baby, man.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I did find out I'm going to be 31 in like a month.
You've still got some drywall back strength left in you.
Oh, and I don't feel like it today. I actually hurt my back last night cooking bacon, of all things.
Edwin, this gets better. I was about to tell you the price. This is for 2 Tuckers.
Ooh. Is one of them a 92? I'd love to age with my snowcat.
No, they are both 1993 and they're consecutive serial numbers. So somebody bought these 2
fresh off the
lot.
How many even are there? They must be kind of rare.
I don't know, but this is 2 of them for 58. Wow. That's less than 30 grand a piece.
Could we get both and then sell one?
I mean, presumably, yeah. But they both have a groomer blade on the front and a tiller on the rear.
Well, let me see.
There's 2 of them.
Also, Edwin, that would have made a great addition to that Reddit forum called Brand New Sentence when you said, "Is there a 92? I'd like to age with my snowcat."
Look at that.
Does Edwin ever say anything that isn't a brand new sentence?
No.
There was a comment on the new video, the last podcast where I said, I tried to say MacGyver, and it was like MacGyver, MacGruber, like, I don't know. Like,
what is MacGyver?
You tried to say MacGyver.
Yeah, that's what I tried.
Okay. I was like, what is MacGyver?
Yeah, one of the #1 comments is like, I like how Edwin combined these 3 words to make a completely unique word, but none of them derived from the thing I was trying to say.
There you go.
But this is the older brother. It's even orange.
Yeah, well, all Tuckers are orange.
Oh,
Have
the
you
one
ever
behind-
seen a Tucker that's not orange?
Well, the one behind Super One's red, but they must have painted it.
Yeah. Or it's maybe a redder shade of orange. But I mean, I've never, ever seen a Tucker that's not orange.
That is a nice
Isn't it?
bit of kit. Well, the thing is I've talked about it on the pod before since I'm looking at the RX-7 FDs. I really do want a 92 and I want to keep it for my whole life. So the first VIN you can really get is September of 1992 of the RX-7 FD.
Oh, nice.
So I'd literally, and my birthday is September.
yeah.
And so I'd literally be aging with my car, and it's just like a forever car. I just keep it forever and put as many miles on it as humanly possible.
So what you're saying
Isn't
is
that
you've
kinda
narrowed
romantic?
it down even farther, so
Okay.
it's like even more specific which one you want.
Yeah,
but
it's
get
even
this-
harder to get. But also, since they're the oldest, they're also the cheapest.
Oh,
There you go.
There you go.
But get this. These both have a 12-valve Cummins in them for a power plant, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Chris his eyes just lit up.
That's two of them that match for 58
So-
or best offer.
What kind of transmission do these things have? Man, we're just flexing this good deal on the pod. Someone's gonna scoop it before us.
This
Yeah,
podcast doesn't come out for a week.
That is true.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they have for a transmission, but if it's got a 12-valve Cummins in it, it's probably something pretty beefy.
It looks like the new company truck to me.
You know what's funny is we're getting like the
How
most.
fast can they go?
Let me look that up real quick. It's a Tucker 2000D.
Do we even? They must weigh so much. We'd need to buy a whole new trailer.
Yeah. No.
They don't
Yes.
weigh that much.
We would need to buy a new trailer because our
Just 'cause
trailer is
they're-
tiny.
Yeah, we
But
need
we
it
would-
wider.
You just take the tracks off to transport them because they're,
And
they're
then they'll
too
still
wide.
roll on the wheels.
Yeah, you can't transport them on the road without a permit with the tracks on them. They're so wide. They're
Yeah.
an oversized load.
Yeah.
So everyone that transports them takes the tracks off.
Oh, so that's not that. That's
Although these
general
ones you'd
practice.
probably also have to take the blades off or pay someone to haul them the first time. Like these are way huge. I'm not even really suggesting we get them, but
Yeah, we certainly don't need
Yeah, how
to.
fast does it go and how much does it weigh?
Yeah, those are good questions.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey, if
looking
we
it up
get
right
our
now.
snowcats stuck, the only way that we can ever get them out is a bigger snowcat,
Yeah,
right? So what happens if you get a Tucker stuck? You gotta get it out the helicopter.
I don't think they get stuck. They're so wide and they have so much surface area on the ground.
Somehow we will find a way, though. There's so many things we're like, oh, we just won't get it stuck, and then it's stuck. And
all
we're
we
like,
have to do is not let Edwin drive, and it won't get stuck.
Do you hear how much he's obsessed with these things? We can't not let him drive. So it weighs around 14,500 pounds, give or take.
Wow.
Which is, your truck could tow that or the ambulance that we're talking about. But let's see.
But we need a bigger trailer. Our trailer
Way
can
bigger,
only do
yeah.
like 6,000, right?
Yeah, 5,500. But we need a bigger trailer anyway. Like that's not a question. We've been needing a bigger trailer for a long time.
Man, the places you couldn't even walk.
20 to 30 miles an hour. That's actually
That's
pretty dang
pretty
quick.
fast.
Pretty fast on the
Yeah.
snow, yeah.
Wow. That's probably faster than you'd want to go, really.
Yeah,
But you'd have to have a deck over trailer.
yeah,
What engines did they come with?
12-valve Cummins.
Really?
That's factory. Yeah, they weren't swapped. But I mean, the older versions had like a V8 gas motor, but these particular ones came with a 12-valve. To be perfectly honest, these are like significantly uglier Tuckers than the old ones. The old ones are the ones that are like
have the big box and
the classy with the skinny hood.
That's
and
what
the-
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just
Like
the first.
those are very cool, but
This is just the first one that came up
Yeah.
on Marketplace. So
I just had a realization. You know my friend who used to build the roller coasters?
which
He's super, super duper obsessed with snowcats, and he really wants to come up and see ours. But I just realized that he named his firstborn son
Tucker.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
And now I know why. I don't like. I've known about Tuckers for a long time, and I've known about Tucker for a long time. But I just put that together.
yeah.
That's dedication. Naming your son after your passion.
But yeah, so the point is, you can get a Tucker. There's 3 of them on Marketplace right now for around $30,000 a piece for a tucker that's a full groomer. Or you could spend $27,000 on a Thiokol imp. I don't know how you actually pronounce that, but it's spelled Thiokol. So Thiokol.
I don't know what that is.
It's literally just like a 4-person thing with tracks. Like it's
Whoa.
nothing.
Wait, how much do they want for that?
was like a chain
$27,000,
meatball.
and all it can do is haul a few people. But that's what I'm saying is like snowcats are expensive, but the difference between like a basic boring snowcat and one that you could actually do stuff with, not
Isn't
that much.
a lot.
Anyway,
Wow.
Yeah, you could actually plow the road with a tucker.
you could if you wanted to. That would be hysterical,
Wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Maybe a little safer than doing it with MTVs.
yeah, probably.
What is the normal speed to plow at?
I mean, the highway trucks do it at like 50.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the county roads, like, you know, the paved or gravel county roads, they're probably usually doing 25, 30.
Yeah.
On our road, I mean, there used to be a guy that Chris, I don't know who all, but I think Chris came up with a name for it, just called him Mr. Plow. He had, this is 25 years ago or so, and this guy had like a, I guess what people would now call an OBS Ford, old body style, but like an early 90s Ford F-250 pickup, 4-wheel drive.
Hi, boy.
Yeah, it was beat up. It was white, and he had just like a Myers snow plow on the front of it. And he would go down our road at like 25 miles an hour plowing with that. And at that speed, that snow plow was just going. So he'd make washboards all the way down the road. But he'd do it every time he drove anywhere. He'd plow them. And he lived at the very, very top of the road. But every time he'd leave,
do it fast, then get it done.
so he'd have chains on all 4s, and he'd just go 25 miles an hour the whole way down the road in his old Ford. That thing was beat to crap. That thing was a testament to old Fords being built solid.
Yeah,
That's, you know,
Mr. Plow.
the software I've been learning so that we can stream here in the garage
Yeah.
is called OBS.
Dude, okay, allow me to rant for a second. OBS is the most overused acronym ever, and it drives me nuts because every single niche community has an OBS.
Really?
And they all assume that everyone else knows what they're talking
I've
about.
only heard it from the streaming software. When you said old body,
Old body style. OBS. So that's, but that
Okay.
applies to Ford, Dodge, Chevy. And then in the Subaru world, OBS is Outback Sport. But like everybody just calls it OBS and assumes you know what they're talking about. They're like, oh yeah, I got an OBS Ford. Okay. But that's something totally different than an OBS Chevy or an OBS Dodge
or the streaming
or an OBS
software.
Subaru or an OBS streaming software. I'm like, can we just not with the OBS? Like,
well, I've realized that Americans just love long acronyms.
you know what we love even more
the
is
medical community, the
turning
military.
acronyms into words.
Oh,
You know?
Like Humvee?
I don't
Well,
think a lot of
kind
other
of, but yeah.
countries do this.
like
Yeah.
merch.
Like they just call things what it is.
Well, in German, they just string all the words together into one super long word.
yeah.
Yeah, like they literally, like they'll just make a new word that is all of the other words, but without the spaces. I forget. I don't have a good example, but I remember my sister spent a year in Germany in
I've
in
seen
high school.
some on signs. That
Yeah.
are like, yeah.
It's just here's an example. Like, this is hilarious because it's something I learned from my sister when she was a teenager. Of course, this is what she'd remember. But, you know, like the backs of your legs and stuff, you get the like weird bumpy skin. It's called cellulite, is what we call it in this country. Like women talk about it a lot more than men because they're worried about the way their legs look. But
Yeah,
it's like,
I've heard a lot of
little-
rap songs about that.
yeah, it's like kind of dimply looking skin on the back of your leg or whatever, right? It's non-desirable, generally speaking. Well, we have a name for it, and it's a word that's derived from various, you know, Latin roots or whatever. But in Germany, they just call it orange peel skin, but they condense all of that into one word.
Yeah.
So the word for that is just orange peel skin, but in German. But instead of just using anyway. Wow, we're really getting around on this podcast.
I think we should go back to the weeds and hear more of Chris's alien stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll
Go back to the weeds, plural or singular? Because that's
Yeah, that wasn't
kind of the same
intended.
thing.
I'll bring one of those paintings down so you guys can see
That-
for the
that
next,
is good.
next podcast.
The next episode.
Yeah.
Yep. You really need to. Do you have the blue light one?
Yeah.
You got to bring that one. I need to see if there's any credibility here in the,
Okay.
the
Ethan
blue
will
light
draw
story.
his blue light. I'll draw the basket people. You got anything basket people related over there? Like little cloaked, not like cloaked, like, so it's not like ring wraiths in Lord of the Rings at all, if that's what you're thinking. It's more like,
I'm imagining like a,
Stick people with big heads.
no, not big heads. If anything, no head, honestly.
I'm thinking like an Ewok or like, what are those people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ewok.
What are the other ones in Star Wars? The ones that have the like scavenger thing?
Jawas.
Jawas?
Yeah, Jawas. It's a lot like a Jawa, maybe a little bit bigger, but instead of like a small, like kind of nice cloak, like a thrift store quilt, but very like organic colors and just like a couple sticks coming out of the top of the quilt where like a head would normally be.
So a North Idaho Jawa, basically.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it, actually. And they're like, I've never seen the bottom of them, so I don't even know if they are bipeds. But like,
Bipeds. What's a biped?
like
With
we
two
are.
legs. Walking on two legs.
So it could be like a kind of like a dog type thing that is like awkwardly tall.
So has it ever occurred to you that I've lived in these woods for 26 years plus and spent a lot of time entirely alone out here? And the same is true for Chris, except just double the years. And neither of us have ever seen anything that even sort of approximates that.
Yeah. Well, I'd hate to be that guy and say something on a podcast that I don't know if it's true or not, but this is what I heard about Christopher Columbus story.
How does this relate to Christopher Columbus?
It's coming back. It's
Okay,
coming
okay.
back. So, what I heard, and it might have even just been from another podcast, but I heard this a long time ago, and I've thought about it ever since. It really puts the gears going, if you know what I mean. So, there was some kind of like tribe that was secluded from the rest of the world. What's that called?
Uncontacted.
Yeah. So there's like an uncontacted tribe on this island, and they had like spears and stuff. And then Christopher Columbus has his like boat with big white sails and cannons, and like, it's so indistinguishable from the reality of the uncontacted tribe. that
Indistinguishable is not the word you're looking for, but
they literally like,
didn't see it.
it's like magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't have any of the base requirements to understand it. So it's like they didn't see it when it went by. And then when they got on shore, they were like, how did you get here? Basically, because they were like throwing spears and stuff. But like when they just went by, they weren't throwing spears and stuff.
because they didn't recognize it as an object.
But when they were
it didn't
people
fit their
on
reality.
the ground, they did. And so they thought, oh, these people must be nice and not want to kill us, or they'd be throwing spears at us. And then when they got on the ground, they were like, oh, shoot, these people are throwing spears at us.
Yeah. No, I've heard that story. I don't know if there's really any way to prove whether that was true or not. But
So what I'm trying to say is,
I don't have the base understanding to see basket people.
yeah, exactly. Like if you're open to some, like I don't know, maybe it's kind of like a hippie vibe, but like if you're open to something, you're more likely to experience it. Or if you're open to seeing something, you're more likely to see it. There's probably some truth there.
There is,
Like maybe there was one hippie in that tribe that was like, guys, there is some kind of warship out there. We should prepare.
and nobody listened to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally get what you're saying, but
So maybe I'm the like alert the tribe when the dogs aren't here, the basket people are. So we should just keep the dogs here.
I'm not saying there's zero chance of that, but it's not that I'm not, like, I would love to meet aliens or basket people more than anybody else.
Oh, I do not think the basket people are aliens.
I said or.
okay.
Not that they're the same thing. Like, or basket people, whatever, uncontacted, weird stick people.
Yeah.
I'm not against seeing them. I've just never in my 35 years of being alive seen any evidence for it. If I saw it with my eyes, I would be like, wow, this is pretty cool. There's basket people here now.
Uh-huh.
So
Well,
I'm
what
just
is-
saying I'm not against seeing it. I'm not like,
What is Bigfoot an enigma?
what? An enigma?
Yeah.
I mean, enigma is just that's just a word that means all sorts of,
Yeah,
like,
like-
Cryptid. Is the word you're looking
yeah,
for?
yeah, yeah.
Is the word, yeah.
So there is a whole YouTube channel dedicated to finding
Cryptids.
cryptids
There's
in
another
our videos.
in our videos. What?
They clip our videos and zoom in, and they're like, there is an encrypted here because of the way the bark is. I'm dead
Honey,
serious.
no, I'm hitting my head on the mic because you said an encrypted now. I've just heard it.
A cryptid.
A cryptid.
There's another word for that too, though. What is
Yeah,
there's
it's
another
not-
word
it's
for
closer to Enigma, but
we'll
but yeah,
look
it's
it
a
up.
real YouTube channel. It's out there, and he clips our videos and zooms in the woods, and he's like, "Yup, found another one on Grindhard. It's right there," and it is so sick. I wish I knew it so I could shout him out because it's.
I think you showed me one of these once, and
Was that the one where
I
it was like,
remain
there's a
entirely
Bigfoot?
unconvinced.
Yeah.
Because apparently, Bigfoot lore has gone a long way, and now they like kind of like have invisibility cloaks, so you can see them in like the patterns of the bark changing. At least that's what this guy said.
Wow.
Are you sure the camera lens isn't dirty?
Well, I mean, I saw the clips, and I don't really see what he was seeing.
You don't.
I didn't really see anything, no. But like, I also understand how cameras work really well. And there's aliasing, anti-aliasing. There's this, our cameras specifically have the, I don't know, it's probably too nerdy for the average bear, but basically our lenses have a stabilization element, and then our sensor also has a stabilization element, and they speak to each other. So weird discrepancies do happen in the background of our videos because we're always shooting handheld primarily, not tripods. So if the sensor moves and it takes a millisecond for the stabilization element on the lens to catch up to it, then it does kind of like
Create sort of like
the background weird.
yeah.
And I think maybe that's what these people are picking up on. And it is pretty dang specific to our particular type of camera we use. Like a lot of other cameras have very different systems. Like on our cameras, the sensor itself moves a lot more
Right.
than even other camera systems like Canon that have the same exact thing.
Right, it has more. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I just looked it up, and yes, cryptids is the right word. The other word I was thinking of is cryptozoology, which is the study of cryptids.
Yeah.
That so same word, same.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think up cryptozoology was the word
Yeah.
I was trying to think up, but it's the same root.
That's what I don't get is like, I feel like a lot of the things I see no one else has ever seen. Like I've never seen like anything like Bigfoot or like any classic thing that people see.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I'm seeing things that are like,
Because
no.
you hallucinate. I'm not even trying to discredit your like. It just. We've known each other for a very long time. You tell a lot of stories about hallucinating specifically. Like I hallucinated this thing, and then you tell other stories about seeing a thing that no one else has ever heard of, seen, or heard of anyone seeing.
but
and you
Steven did say the vibe was off and it was like kind of a chill vibe.
I'll give you that. And the vibe got even more off when you walked up to me with an axe and said, "Want to go into the woods? I saw some basket people down there."
Yeah, that would pretty well make the vibe be a little bit off.
But it was a little weird before that. Yeah.
I was just for self-protection. I don't want to hunt them.
Well, yeah.
Also, it is worth noting, like when I come home from a trip and like if I have to leave my dogs with my mom or something and I don't pick them up, I wouldn't say the vibe is off, but it is extremely bizarre coming home without the dogs here. It's like
Yeah,
very
Ethan doesn't feel fear the same way that like Edwin and I do.
But even if the dogs aren't like running around, barking, just them being here creates a sense of normalcy.
Yeah.
That's nice.
yeah, because they're part of this place.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Oh,
They don't have to be hunting off any basket people for that to be true.
Here's a woods story that's
But they-
100% real. I'm sure the people are ready
What
for
were you going to say, Chris?
I was going to say, but if you watch the dogs, they just take off running and barking
Yeah, because they
after nothing.
That's true. They do.
Well, is it nothing though, Chris? That's what we're trying
That's
to
what I'm
figure out
saying.
here.
They do have better hearing and sense of smell, and
Wow.
well, their eyesight isn't better than ours, but they do have a better sense of hearing and smell. So
Yeah.
you know.
They also have a better sense of like a sixth sense, you know,
Yeah.
because when I go somewhere and I take Sparky, he's sleeping on the seat, but he knows when I get to the school.
My dogs do that too when we're going to my mom's. They'll be laying in the back, and we get 1 block away from my mom's house, and they sit up and they're like, "We're almost there."
Yeah.
Yeah, they smell it through the car somehow.
I don't know if
Or
it's
they
so
just
much
know
a
the-
smell or if it's so much a sixth sense that they have that we don't.
Yeah.
Well, or they remember the patterns of the motion of the car. That's not entirely out of the question either. That
Well, and
the
animals
stops
know when
and the
like
turns and the-
like an earthquake is coming. They'll like
Yes.
start freaking out like
Yes.
half an hour before it happens.
Well, yeah, there's
Especially horses.
really.
from what very little I understand about all of that, it's a thing that happens in a whole ecosystem. The animals pick up on it, but it's a network of the entire forest, or whatever ecosystem you live in. It doesn't have to be a forest, but all the organisms in that are sort of not using words or anything, but communicating. So it's not necessarily that the individual horse or dog or deer knows there's an earthquake. It's that the forest, because
But what about like house cats in the city?
that what?
They
Do what?
know when earthquakes are coming.
Says who?
Well, my mom's got
When
a
have you ever
story
heard
about
that?
it. Like
I've
the
never
cats-
heard anyone say that
No,
ever.
like the cats start freaking out. They know the earthquake's coming. I'm trying to think of who told me this, but it was
I'm not saying it can't be a thing. I've just never heard it.
yeah, no, that's what I heard. I mean,
Well, there are waves. There are many
they have,
different
like,
types of
sensitive little
waves.
paws. Steven has cats. They know what's going on.
My cats don't know what's going on except dinner time.
No, but when earthquakes happen, there are many different kinds of waves generated by the earthquake, and some of them travel vastly faster than others. So, like the ones that do all the destruction are some of the slowest parts of the earthquake. So, without getting any sort of mythical or mystical or anything else, animals could very well be able to perceive the frequency of waves that are happening, and we can't.
And that's a sixth sense.
I
Like
hate
Chris
the term
was saying.
sixth sense because it's like it's just so made up because we have more than 5 senses in the first place. Like we don't just have 5 senses. Like if you start getting sixth sense immediately makes it mythical and weird and not normal.
Well, I think
it's not.
Sixth sense is like it's a description
Of just-
and I think we have it. We're just trained not to see it, not to feel it.
Yeah.
See, but what I'm saying is it's a terrible
And I think I have a little bit of that.
And maybe you do, but what I'm saying is using that to describe why animals know there's an earthquake is just completely ridiculous because it's not a different sense. It's that the senses they have
Are stronger.
so much stronger. And they're the same senses we have. They're just vastly more sensitive. So the fact that they can, I mean, like dog whistle is a perfect example. It's a whistle that no human can hear, but all dogs can hear.
Well, and there's
that
like
type of thing.
Navy SEALs that can like find people in the dark, like based on vibes, basically. Like you hear plenty of stories of things like that happening in war and stuff. Like people just kind of like feeling like they know where their buddy is and going there. And sure enough, they're there. Like there's something there.
Is there? I mean, maybe. I'm not saying there couldn't be.
I think
but
there's something
another
there.
possible answer is that it's a combination of all the senses you have. It's all these tiny little cues that you couldn't pick out one or the other as being, I saw this one thing that led me to believe this thing. But it's your subconscious combining all of the teeny tiny little bits of information that you get from all your senses.
Yeah.
And yes, you could totally train your brain to be better at that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's a sixth sense of like extrasensory perception, voodoo crap. It just means that, I don't know. I just don't like that term because it fails to explain what's happening. It's just like, we don't know, but we could explain this phenomenon with real science. But like, I guess that's what I'm saying when I say I hate that term is it's like, it's avoiding an explanation instead of providing one.
Yeah.
It's too big of an umbrella for Ethan to be happy with the definition of
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a definition.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what about this? Because you were on the farm when Mount St. Helens erupted, right?
Yeah.
So were any of the animals like mad sus before it erupted?
Yes.
Before it actually erupted?
Yes.
In time or before the...
Well, and I've been
just know
actually on the
somehow.
farm when we had 2 earthquakes that were like 7.1 and 0.7 and 0.71, but it seemed like the horses could tell first. The ponies and the horses that we had. And the cattle could too, but not like the horses. They were like...
Really?
Yeah,
Are they known to be more like they have stronger senses?
Well,
Or are they just
I
like
don't
a
know.
little smarter creatures?
I don't know if they're smarter.
I think horses are just very. Horses are my favorite term to describe horses, or my favorite saying. Horses are only afraid of 2 things: things that move and things that don't move. It's the best way I've ever heard a horse described.
But they were. But to
so no,
Chris is what he was about to say. They
I'm not
were
discrediting
acting
them.
differently, or what do they do?
Yeah, they were acting totally weird.
Like, do they
And
start
I think-
bucking or?
I think it has a lot to do with what Ethan said, like the waves in the ground. I mean, horses have feet that,
right, that's what I was gonna.
the
yeah.
sensitive feet.
yeah, super sensitive.
Well, dogs
feet,
do
you know?
too.
And but not like a horse because it's all one piece foot. You know, like
Yeah.
Also, from a physics standpoint, horses have the amount of psi of a horse's foot on the ground.
right.
Huge amount of pressure. So if there's any vibrations in the ground, like
Yeah.
their feet are the opposite of absorbing those.
But what did the horses do? Like, what was weird?
Well, what was really weird was they would go to the barn during the day, and they would never go to the barn during the day. And like if they were, I remember this one earthquake that we had. The horses would always walk through the pond, and when the earthquake came, they ran around the pond. They didn't go through it, and they would act like their ears would go back, like before,
like they're afraid of something.
yeah,
or-
like they're afraid, or like when if you're riding them, like when they're gonna buck you off, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so the second earthquake, did you see them acting like that and you knew too? Or did you pick up on it?
No, I didn't put the 2 together until after it happened. And the same thing with the Mount St. Helens thing, you know.
They were acting the same way, just
Yeah.
run into the barn and
Yeah, and you know, with their ears back and being afraid, and like I don't know, like a lot of I don't know. Do you know what a horsefly is?
like a big fly.
It's a big giant
that bite.
fly.
Yeah.
yeah, and the cattle and the horses will run from those flies.
Yeah.
But at certain times of the year, there aren't those flies. And one of these times was when we had a big earthquake, you know, and I remember I was in the house, and my parents' house was built in 1896, and it was all rough cut lumber, and that whole house was just like, you know, moving like this. It wasn't sheared like houses are today. And you know, I've gone back since then and put shear in it because it actually moved off the foundation a little bit. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah.
So how long before you felt the earthquake did the horses start freaking out?
Oh, a couple minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and depending on
That'd
how,
be enough time to get to safety if you needed to.
Well, yeah, if you could pick up on it, because you don't really know what they're.
right, yeah, horses could.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're only afraid of 2 things:
Yeah.
things that move and things that don't.
Yeah,
So you could
yeah.
also
and horseflies.
and horseflies. Yeah. So they could be freaking out for any sort of reason. But yeah, that is interesting.
But when Mount St. Helens went off, the ground over there shook like. It was like the ground felt like it was jello. You know
Wow.
what I mean? When it went
Were you
off?
inside or outside when it
I was
happened?
outside. I was outside in the yard, and yeah, it was just like jello. It was like everything was moving. You know?
Earthquakes are crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I was in the 7.2 earthquake in Anchorage, Alaska, out at the end of the airport runway, and we were doing some electrical work at the drunk tank out there, putting in new lights, and they had that earthquake, and you look down the runway, and it was like waves like this. Like, I swear they were 4 or 5 foot tall waves, the way it was.
You could surf them.
I mean, it was weird. And those waves, they came towards us, and when they got to you, they just threw you on the ground. It was like,
Really?
yeah.
Is the drunk tank what Alaskans call the bar?
No, it's the jail where they put the drunk people.
Oh, they call it the drunk tank?
Yeah.
They call it that everywhere.
Oh, yeah,
pretty
that's a
much.
pretty common term.
Wow.
It's like,
I think
it's-
then Elf, they talk about a drunk tank.
yeah, it's not,
Elf.
you know, like the drunk tank is the jail where you take people that have just gotten too drunk and they need to sleep it off. It's not like,
Oh, yeah.
the state
Yeah.
prison.
You're not like in
Right.
big trouble. You just need to
You just
chill.
Right.
go sleep it off. Yeah, the
Right.
drunk tank.
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's probably a lot of that in Alaska. due
There's
to,
a lot of
you know,
that on cruises,
Yes.
I think.
seasonal depression and
Yeah.
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 Yep.
But anyway, it was
So
so
you were
weird.
bringing electricity to
No, we were
a temporary jail.
we were changing the lighting in there.
It already had electricity. They were just
Oh.
redoing some
we're
stuff.
Changing the lighting. It had those old time fluorescent lights, and we were changing them to the new ones anyway. But yeah, it was so weird. I'd never seen anything like that. Like ground turned into waves.
Yeah. I bet the animals hate that.
Oh yeah,
Like
Yeah.
there's so overwhelming. I mean, for people who kind of understand what's,
Know what's going on. Yeah.
yeah. But the ground, you know, when Mount St. Helens went off, it was just like Jello. It just kind of jiggled like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
The whole crust there, the whole surface area around there, and I was a good 25 miles from it, probably.
That's not very far.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
For that big of an explosion, that's very close.
Yeah. What an explosion. Ooh.
Yep. Well, in that one too, it's totally plausible that the animals would have known what was going on even before it erupted, because there would have been small tremors that might not have been perceivable to
Oh, yeah.
your average
Yeah,
person.
sure.
Where
But-
did you go? Like the air quality must have been so bad you couldn't stay there, right?
Well, it was for a while. It was really weird because it went dark for like 45 minutes.
Just completely like solar eclipse dark.
Like dark. I mean, yeah, because of all the ash that was in the air. But most of the ash came this way with the
Yeah.
Yeah, it went north,
with
right?
the
Prevailing winds,
Yeah,
yeah.
northeast, but with the prevailing winds or whatever you call it, that comes off the ocean there,
Yep.
But it still got pretty dark there. I mean, it was like
So you just sat it out.
yeah, yep. But then there was ash everywhere. Like the windshield was covered with ash. Like
Were the crops on the farm messed up?
no,
Because I don't know
But-
much about farming, but you know in Interstellar where they put their plates upside down so that the dust doesn't get on the plates,
yeah.
and then like they can't grow the crops because there's not enough sun.
It's not that at all. That's not at all how that movie works.
I mean, well,
At all. It's not about the sun. It's blight, like an infection that's infecting all the crops. It's got nothing to do with the sun.
Oh.
The dust is because there aren't anything. The dust
Is because
happens
things
because
aren't
all the
growing.
crops died from the blight,
Yeah.
which is a type of like infection, fungus type thing.
Which is what happened during the Great Depression.
oh no.
This
no,
You're
conversation
mixing
is
things up again though, because the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl were two different things.
Oh, the Dust
The
Bowl
Dust
is what
Bowl-
I'm thinking of.
the Dust Bowl
because
is
they
when-
interviewed people from the Dust Bowl, like, or at least watched videos of them or something
For
for
Interstellar.
and that's where they thought of the whole plate upside down
Right.
thing, because they did that during the Dust Bowl.
The Dust Bowl
was a drought, right?
It was a drought, but it was also a change in farming practices that was like recommended by people that didn't understand the climate in that area, right? Isn't that?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Jeez, Ethan's like an encyclopedia. You're like only 1 year older than me, and you know at least a million more things.
He never forgets. He never forgets anything.
I've always told people like I don't think I'm really like smarter. I just think everything is interesting. That's why I remember. Like you said, you only learn it if you're really into it. Everything I learn, I'm like, wow, that's fascinating.
My problem is
he never forgets.
yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
have a good memory, but
like, because I'm like Ethan, everything's interesting to me, but like I only have space for like 7 blocks of information, so it's always changing.
yeah, I mean, I've forgotten plenty of things, but yeah, but the Dust Bowl was, it was a particularly drought, dry season or dry, series of years. But the big thing is that a bunch of people, were migrating across the country, and they came to a new area, and they were like, you should farm this way because this is where we did it before, and it was based on an assumption of weather that didn't happen, and so they were tilling their fields and removing all of the organic matter out of it. before replanting, and all of the organic matter, all the roots and stuff, is what kept the soil there. So it was a combination of factors, because it was also like way drier. But then because there wasn't all the stuff, all the farm fields just blew away. I've seen a picture of one where there was like a clump of grass that got left there that wasn't plowed up or whatever, or like a bush or something. And it's like on this pedestal that's like 6 or 8 feet tall.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
That much topsoil just blew away.
This should be we should rename it the Teaching Edwin Things He Should Have Learned in School plus Chang Lee Antics podcast.
The Purcell Trench.
Yeah. And we can just have, whenever we have like outside guests on, we can just have them teach you things you should have learned in
We
school.
should just have like the local 3rd grade teacher come here and blow my mind.
My mom.
Yeah.
Just have my mom on the podcast.
We should have your mom on the
imagine having my
podcast.
mom on the podcast? She would
With
have
Chris,
no
it would
idea.
work.
That would
With
be
Chris,
cool.
It would work.
It might, yeah. That
Chris
would be
could get her
mom, yeah.
talking. Yeah.
Only if she brings coffee cake.
Well, she'll bring some sort of baked good. That's a given.
Wow. Ethan's mom on the podcast. How have we
would be-
not thought of this?
I don't know, but that would be
I guess she's
hilarious.
just so busy, but now maybe she has a little bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably, we could get her up here time-wise. It just never occurred to me because we just have no idea what's going on. Like, she, on the day-to-day basis, has absolutely no clue how what we do works at all.
Well, she doesn't have to. The podcast is just,
I know. I just mean,
easy.
like,
Yeah.
most people that come here are like, oh, you're doing this and that. And, like, she'll ask
Yeah.
me questions. Like, she supports it, but she just no idea what. Like, she knows I build things and make money and, make videos or make money off of making videos of building things. But beyond that, she's just like so far outside of her world that might as well not exist.
Yeah.
Ethan's mom is like my favorite character in town, though, because she's just in her own world, riding her bike. It's like snowing 4 inches, and then she's like pushing her bike.
Yeah.
And she's always like kind of smiling, has her vibe.
Living here is like living in a sitcom, like small town America sitcom. Like it has all the little shops, and like you go to the farmer's market and you see 20 people that you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And one of them's my mom on a bicycle.
Every time.
And she probably won't see you until you're standing 6 inches in front of her.
Yep.
Not because she's blind. She just lives in her own little world and just doesn't see anything outside of that until.
Yeah.
But she's the greatest.
Oh, no. Yeah. I'm not.
She's the greatest, man.
Yeah. Yep. She's definitely one of the greatest cooks.
Oh, yeah.
That's no question.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever heard about Doug Peacock?
Who?
Doug Peacock.
What is what and who and why is Doug Peacock?
So, have either of you guys read any of Edward Abbey's books?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh,
but
sure. I might know something Ethan doesn't know.
I might have had them read to me as a kid, possibly. I can't name them.
Well, Monkey Wrench Gang is his most famous novel.
I've heard of it at least.
And it's like about like some anarchist kind of like environmentalist people that want to like protect like national parks and stuff. Right. And they like blow up Glen Canyon Dam as kind of like the climax of this
Gotcha.
thing. And it's always something that like Edward Abbey actually wanted to do, but like didn't want to go to prison.
Right.
Or like, the repercussions, like flooding people downstream. Like there's a lot of, so it's just like his mind going crazy about what he wish he could do without going to prison.
Without the consequences.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's this character, Hayduke, that's like the most extreme one. And he's this guy who went to the Vietnam War and like really lost his faith in humanity. And then he went up in the Yellowstone area and basically hung out with grizzly bears by himself until he like relearned about like passion and like caring about people, and like survival and that kind of thing. And then it turns out this guy is real and he lives in Montana and his name is Doug Peacock and he writes books about it.
So what you're saying is the Edward Abbey book, he based his character in his fictional book off of somebody he knew in real life.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it turns out this guy is real and he was a radical and did like severe damage to construction projects and stuff back then.
Wow.
But, and he writes about it. and he has a bunch of really good books, but I met him and I went to like one of his book readings.
When was
And-
this?
This is when I was working on the documentary there before we started Grindhard.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was like really big into those books. And like I had no idea that any of them were based on real people. And then one of my friends, the director of that film, told me like that guy that we just met was the inspiration for this character. That was like my favorite character because I also am like one step away from being pretty radical. Like, but this guy for real, got back from the war, went into the mountains and just lived with grizzly bears for like 15 months or something until he re-entered society.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And he writes about it and it's like he was talking about, basically there's always drama between like Montanans and where the line is of Yellowstone and like how much hunting should be allowed or not allowed.
Right.
And so he was just trying to say that like grizzly bears are like worthwhile to protect. It was basically his whole spiel because he spent so much time with them. And he's like, this is the kind of creatures we're talking about here, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But just on
Doug
the
Peacock.
subject of, yeah.
What do you know?
I'll bring up his books if you guys want to check them out.
Yeah, I'd actually like to read those.
Yeah,
Also,
that's-
this camera's about to die, and we're at an hour 40. So
Well, I was just on the subject of animals being really cool and really smart. Just, you know, grizzly bears are like so cool. And bison are amazing.
Yeah.
Like they mourn their dead. They'll come around and like circle around them, kind of like a funeral, and they'll like cry. It's crazy. Bison are like wicked, smart, emotional beings.
Yeah, and don't try to take selfies with them if you're in Yellowstone.
Yeah. For any PSA for anyone thinking about coming to Yellowstone, just stay on the paths. The mud will burn you. Basically, stay on the paths. Everything in Yellowstone will kill you.
treat it like Australia.
Yeah.
Yellowstone
Cool.
is the Australia of the U.S. There we go. That's a great place to
Come see it. It's great. It's really safe if you stay on the path, but stay on the path.
There you go.
That's where we're trying to keep you, Edwin, on the path.
All right.
Like that Pink Floyd song. Got to keep the loonies on the path.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And that's a good podcast. So look forward to episode 64 coming out next week.
Nice.
We haven't recorded it yet, but I'm sure it's going to be sick because Ethan and I will have come back from Texas. And these
I'll
guys
have
will have been up
paintings.
here by themselves.
No, we got Kylie and the dogs.
All the
yeah.
dogs, ducks, geese,
All right.
chickens,
you
cats,
guys aren't going to
and
see
my wife
anything
will be
weird
here.
with the dogs here. So
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
yeah,
Yep.
maybe one of these days we should get a camera, film in the dark, have the dogs stay like up at Chris's or something, and just trundle around the wilderness until we find something weird.
You might be trundling for a while.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, guys.
That was the most random podcast we've ever done.